Hi, I'm Neil Sackmary.
Hi, I'm State Trooper Sean Hagstrom with the Nevada State Police Highway Patrol Division, PEIO. Please stay tuned for the next episode of Trooper Talk.
And together, we can make a difference.
Here we are live at the 360 Vegas studios. We have PIO Hagstrom, we have Corporal Wellman, and we have Officer McClarty. Let me tell you that I'm so excited that you're all here. It's really exciting. You know what I mean? Because for a variety of reasons. Okay. First of all, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate both of you gentlemen being back. And you know, it's really cool because we're all growing, and each time we come on the Trooper Talk is totally in a better place. And so it's really cool that I keep telling you how fantastic you're doing. And when I saw you the last time, you just got the promotion ceremony. And so it's great that you get the recognition for everything that you've done and that you are doing. And for you, you know, you do that every day. And so when you come here, I love it because you smile. You know what I mean? Most people don't get to see that. So thanks so much for being here. So let's start off with the fact of that this is going to be Super Bowl Sunday. So there's a lot of different things that we have to accommodate for. So when it comes to the roadways and stuff like that, you were with Sandy Heverly this morning. You are getting prepared as Nevada State Police for the roadways and stuff like that for the Super Bowl, right?
That's correct. And we're going to be at full force enforcing everything with allied agencies around the Super Bowl, all of our interstates and highways, looking for drunk drivers, people that are impaired driving around the metro area during that time. So, yeah, we'll be at full force, Neil, for that.
And so now it's Corporal Wellman. We get to see your growth and all that type of stuff. And what is that like? And congratulations.
Thank you. It's very rewarding. So I have accepted the promotional title of corporal, and basically I'm a training officer now at our academy, and I work alongside Officer McClarty day in and day out, and our goal is he finds the best of the best candidates. We get them ready we get them to the academy, and then it's my job to make sure that I prepare them with the skills and the knowledge that they need to do this job and come home safe to their family every night. So it's a great honor, and you know, being basically like a mentor to these individuals and guiding them is just, you know, being the public information officer was so rewarding. You know how much I loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could love anything else more than that, but this is a new chapter in my career, and I love it just as much. It's just something different, and again, I have to be able to either be making a difference in our community or within the agency. That's fulfilling to me, and it makes me go 110 every day. And so with this position, I can do that, and it's very rewarding.
And 10 years, right? What was the reward? Was it 10 years or 15?
Oh, that day at that ceremony, I received my tenure with the
Tenure,
state.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
I've been a police officer for 12 years, but I did receive my 10-year
Yeah,
certificate.
10 years,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Officer McClarty, you know, we talk about you all the time when you're not here. And when you're here, we talk about you all the time too.
Sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. And so you see people at their worst. You see people at their best. You always have to remain even, and you always have to do your job. And when you see people when it comes to the parole and probation, you have to sort of switch gears and try to get as many people as you can for the recruiting. And it's something that we talk about all the time, that, you know, you will do the one-on-one training, and you will put yourself out there in the most and the best way to try to get as many people that are qualified that you want to send to the academy, because these are going to be our troopers or officers that are going to help us in the field, right?
Correct, and I make myself available to show how much we care. As far as the staff, when I begin their journey, they're, you know, I guess somewhat green. They don't know the experience of what they're getting into. So I get to see the journey from the very beginning, and then now, while they're in the academy, I get to see, you know, where they started and where they're at now. And it's only been 8 weeks. And you can see the change starting in each of those individuals that are in the academy.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. And we're going to we'll show that video. We're not finished it yet. The video for to try to get more recruitments and stuff like this. But it's very important. When we talked about the critical fill, when we talk about these things, the lateral move and these type of things that are really necessary to try to get people that are interested in that field to come over and go to the academy, right?
Yep.
All right. So I got some very interesting videos. Okay. So let's flip the turn on what we just saw. And let me just say this. We had an opportunity, Johnny and I, to come and film for you at the practice stadium of the Raiders.
Correct.
Okay? Yeah. And so Johnny and I went to the first, they have a couple guard booths. So Johnny and I went to the first guard booth and we popped the thing and we're like, we're here. And they're like, no, you're at the wrong booth. And so we're like, okay. And they're like, but everything's great. We have everything taken care of for you. So we pull out and we go to the next guard shack and we pull in, and as soon as the guy was so cordial. Yep, I know exactly you're here. Just pull in right to the right-hand side and park. Right? So we're like, okay. So Johnny and I, so we go in there, we're grabbing all the cameras and everything. We walk in towards the facility there, right? And we're thinking, like, what are we going to do? Right? Like, we don't know anybody, And so there you were with the gentleman that took us right to the practice field. And it was immaculate inside and beautiful. And so when we went through, I handed a couple of the guys the Trooper Talk patches. Right? And they were like, oh, very funny. They thought my shoes were funny. And anyway, and then I'm going to get to this. And then your friend came over and introduced himself and was even more cordial. And we kept messing up on the getting the camera situated. And we said, we need to leave. And they said, take as much time as you need. You know what I mean? So it was fantastic. And
this is the other side of the Raiders, too. I mean, they had a misfortunate thing that happened with one of their players, but they're very active in our community, too. They care about their players. They care about the community, and they're always out there to assist us. If we need to, we've even talked about this, Neil, we're going to do some stuff with Metro and hopefully some other agencies, and we're going to promote against driving, impaired and some other messages that they're going to have us come back. And the Raiders are going to partner with us as far as getting the message out. So I think that's great, and this is more of a positive thing that the Raiders are helping with our community.
And that's what that it wasn't in that way. It was to say that sometimes people make the wrong choices, right? But that when it came to stepping up, and he said it's exactly what he said. He wanted to have all the people come back and the joining forces. It's fantastic. So here's your 30-second commercial, your TV debut for the commercial. Here we go.
Hi, I'm State Trooper Sean Hagstrom with the Nevada State Police. Here in Las Vegas, we know how to throw a great party. And as we get closer to the big game this Sunday, I would like to encourage you to party responsibly. Please don't drink and drive. Always have a designated driver or ride share so you can enjoy this great game with both family and friends. Thank you, Las Vegas.
It was fantastic, and the commercial that we filmed were really great. You know what I'm saying? And so
we want to thank their staff for being so cordial and letting us in to do that.
And you know what's really cool? I'll tell you this before. So they said they get requests from everybody. Like the guy came over and he goes, look, everybody requests that they want to do a shot on our practice field. He goes, and we're just too busy. We're trying to do so many things, and you know what I mean. And what's really cool is the lunchroom. They feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But you think of cafeteria like it was like the Bellagio. I mean, it was like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's what going back to the previous slide, if you want to say. It's just like with us in law enforcement, you do so much good in the community. They step up so much in our community and do so good. Partnering with law enforcement, all first responders, anything that they can help, they will, right? And they're amazing. And then you know, one person does something or something happens, and it's almost like all that work you did was like it gets overpowered by that one bad story. And it's the same thing with us. If one officer does something wrong or represents us in a bad light, you know, it overpowers all of the good that we've done in the community. And that's why it's important for us to come here every week and talk with you and stay and talk and promote our positive stories and overpower those negative ones, because we are out there every single day, 24 hours a day, trying to help and better our community, such as our professional teams as well.
Yeah, I'm going to get some of these pictures. I'm telling you, he showed me some of these pictures that he's been doing. That, you know, of the goody two shoes.
Yeah.
This with Sandy Heverly. What was the like all these things that like are out there in a positive light, and it's fantastic.
Even the Raiders came to our Southern Command.
Right, you said the
Park that day.
Raiders came and they
Show
gave
their
out all the
appreciation.
swag and they.
Yep.
So fantastic.
All right.
And see this one.
That's why we're all here.
Yeah.
Great.
Let's see.
We know you on a personal level, and one of the things that you do very well is when you talk and stuff like that, when we do the trooper talk. But when you were up front, in front of all those people, in front of the hierarchy of Nevada State Police, your face got really red.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And-
Just thinking about it right now. It's getting red.
and so, but the thing is that you're such a wonderful woman, and we still talk about you on the Trooper Talk with everything that you're doing. And so we're just so proud of you, and to be able to receive an award, it's got to be pretty special.
Yes, I didn't know that was happening today. That's why I got so red, because it caught me off guard. I thought I was just getting my 10-year certificate with the state of Nevada. But it was very special to see all of you in the audience, some of my loved ones, my partners, my command staff. That's why I started getting like red, because seeing everybody making eye contact with me and then to share in that moment was just very, very special.
Officer McClarty, huh? Your friend, right?
Who? Her?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I was like, who's talking about too?
When you see someone every day, and when you see someone that puts in their heart and their soul into what they do, it doesn't matter what it's for. Maybe it's a Halloween thing, or maybe it's to talk to a new trooper, and pull that person aside, and when that person doesn't want to be there anymore, and say, "Don't give up yet." You know what I mean? Like, times are tough. Like all these things, but like this is your friend, and so when you see your friend accomplish, it's very powerful, right?
It is powerful, and it's also contagious. When you see somebody work hard like she does, you feel like you have to step up to like meet her if you can.
Yeah. And so when we look at the hierarchy of Nevada State Police, I always talk about it when we see the promotion ceremonies and stuff like this. They live up to that. You want to be at their standards, because that's who they are. And so when you do your job every day, and you go and you do the recruiting to try to get more people, and then you do your other job, which is the parole and probation, you're trying to talk to somebody in a meaningful way, and you're always telling them that you care, because you don't want to see them in a bad choice way again, right?
Right, and in both hats, I have to try to make it to where somebody can go on a path where I can see them succeed, whether they're applying with us or whether they're trying to continue their probation or parole to get off and never come back to see us again. Success is what I'm looking for in both of those capacities.
Critical Phil, you retired. You could have stayed at home and drank pina coladas or something like this. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But the thing is that it was important for you, when it comes to the camaraderie and the people that you're with, that you believed in yourself and you believed in the agency. And so, as stressful as it is, you accomplishing the job that you're setting out to do, you're with the right people.
Absolutely.
And
you know what?
that's
I
makes it special.
got some big shoes to fill right here. So I mean, I'm still trying to get adjusted here in the moment. So no, but we've talked about this numerous times. This is family. I know the organization and the ins and outs of it. And like you said, the camaraderie. You like going to see your fellow officers. You're able to go out there and work with them and accomplish the goals and help the community out as much as we can. So working as a good team, it goes far in life.
Yeah.
Having the right people working with you.
It's very like nothing excites me more than seeing my peers succeed or get awards or accomplish something. Officer McClarty, something as silly as this, like Officer McClarty wanted to get us a Super Bowl coin with our logo on it. He got it done. And now all these people, it built morale, and all these employees feel connected to the Super Bowl, and it's like, this is history. And he had an idea, he wanted to do it, and he did it. And that's what's so exciting. And I think that is one of the, if I hear employees talking negative, oh, this, that, or I didn't, nobody ever does this here at this division. The first thing I always say is, well, why don't you do it? Or why don't you step up? Like we all have the ability to do it. Our agency is small enough. We have support from our command. The reason I was so successful as the public information officer is because not only did I have amazing community partners such as yourself that helped me along the way, I had great coworkers to help me along the way when I had ideas, but our command, they never told me no. I'm that type of employee that I'm gonna push and push, and then you have to reel me back. You have to tell me it's too much, like, okay, come back, because I'm gonna just push it as far as I can. But honestly, like most of the time as I was public information officer, I didn't get told no a lot because they saw the vision and they understood what I was trying to accomplish. And they were like, go ahead, okay. And we got to do some amazing things together, especially Officer McClarty and I with the trunk or treat and just different events, getting out there with schools and, connecting to our community is what it's all about. And now that Trooper Hackstrom gets to do it, I'm so excited for him. And I was told him, it's a lot of work, but he can do it, and he's doing great so far. He literally jumped in head first, and my phone's always on for him. But sink or swim, he's swimming upstream right now. But
It's more like drowning. I'm trying to get up there. So
he's doing great.
I mean, I got schools tomorrow too. So I mean, we got career days coming up in Nevada. Nevada.
He's questioning coming
reading
back.
book,
but,
but
just kidding. No, he's doing great.
But it's going to work out in the end, hopefully. And the whole thing is getting a good message out. And especially for these youngsters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you go out there and see, they like to see the police cars, and you can tell them a little bit about the job, and hopefully someday, they'll look into being an officer or a state trooper in the future, and that's what we want to provide for our community. That we're not bad guys. We're just like you and everybody else. We got families at home. We put this uniform on every day to do good and to try to help out our community. So once we get those presentations out to the schools and let them know who we are, I think that's going to be a win for all of us.
Yeah, and you've paved the way. Like, you know what I mean? You've opened up all these doors, and so one of the best things about it is how the PIO will now flourish because of all the things that you've done.
Well, thank you.
You know what I mean? And
That's a lot.
And it's very important, and that's why we have to get well-qualified people that want to become Nevada State Police troopers or fire marshals or something, part of the Nevada State Police family. That's why we need to continue on the mission to try to get more people involved. Right?
Right.
Apply today, NevadaStatePolice.com.
Right.
If you want to
There you
see
go.
what it's about, come do a ride along. You can do a sit along with dispatch. You can ride with highway patrol. You can go ride with parole and probation. See what it's all about. It's that simple.
We had Whitney on.
Yes, from dispatch.
From dispatch, and she was very nice.
She's great. She's
And-
one of our best.
And she was explaining everything, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How amazing could it be to start your career and your retirement at age 18? Like, not many can say that. And you're going to be able to retire. I'm not sure actually when they can retire, but you're going to retire probably your 40s, 50s because you started your career when you were 18 years old. Like, that's amazing. You still have so much time to do a whole second career. I can retire at 55. So I'm going to still be young enough where I could do a second career if I wanted to, because I started at 23. I was 23 years old when I got on with the Nevada State Police. So, I mean, opportunity is there. It's up to you to seize it. So.
Yeah, and that's why we have to make sure that we're always getting more people to become Nevada State Police troopers or anything like that at a young age. And so if we can watch this at the young age, then maybe they'll join.
Yeah, our young adults are our future.
Young adults. All right. So I think this is Where'd you get this, Johnny?
This is our social media. It's focused from our parole and probation division.
Okay, so parole and probation. You know, when we look at things like this, that a person is a fugitive. This person has been incarcerated or some derivative of that, has then been allowed out, and you not you personally, but if someone has given them things that they have to do while they're out of jail, and then they don't do them, and then they become a fugitive, and now they have an arrest warrant or whatever, right? Is that how it works?
Yes. So him being a fugitive doesn't mean he broke all of his specific parole violations, or conditions. So he didn't violate those conditions. What happened here, I believe, would be him leaving his parole. So not letting him know his parole and probation officer where he's at would make him a fugitive. So that would be a warrant.
So
in turn, he would have violated all the conditions in a way because he probably hasn't completed them.
Right. And again, not specific to this, but part of the parole and probation is the fact of, you need to tell someone where you're going to be. You can't just leave the state.
Right. There's a lot of communication, and that's both ways. So there's a lot of communication from us, what we expect somebody to do. So I'm not savvy to what this situation is, but his communication would have had to be, where are you working, where are you living? And in this case, it sounds like he, up and left and didn't communicate any of that.
No good.
And this is not to cause chaos or make the community feel not at ease. All it is, I've said this many times to you, is we can't be everywhere at all times. We don't see everything at all times. And this is us just asking the community for their assistance. If you know where this gentleman is, or if you know any tips about where he could be, please just call us. You can even remain anonymous. It's that simple. You can go online. You can call the phone number. That's all it was.
I was watching a new show that's on the TV about the people that are wanted, and they have a new series on. It's very interesting. And so one of the things that they talk about is the human trafficking. And so specifically on the Super Bowl and stuff like this, there's a lot of that human trafficking, and a lot of people posting a lot of different pictures of people to look around, because there's going to be so many people in Las Vegas to just keep their eyes open.
Are you up to speed on that?
Not all the way on speed. But we do have some human trafficking stuff going on in our office right now for training.
Yep.
And helping the community, and they also have it at some other locations, I believe, so getting the word out.
There was a guy that was on the news the other morning that had a book or something, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And it was and there was 28 children that they found, or 9 that they found. It was very interesting.
I cannot think of the name of the organization we work with. I want to say it's Free.
Yeah, free.
Free
Right,
International.
right.
Free International. So
International.
we
Yeah,
work with them.
fantastic.
We work with them throughout the year. We team up with all of our agencies here in town, and just like Trooper Hacksham said, we have hundreds of officers and civilians that are currently at our headquarters all week long that have been preparing for the Super Bowl weekend, because unfortunately it is one of the biggest weekends where they see human trafficking happen. And let's just say our community is prepared, and we are going to bring some of these children home, or these individuals that have been unfortunately brought into this lifestyle, and we're going to offer them resources and do everything that we can to help them. And there's hundreds, if not thousands, of sworn officers and just volunteers that are helping with this initiative. And it's to prevent from things like that from happening.
Yeah, it was cool. I watched that press conference where they had the Mayorkas, and you know what I mean, all the person who's in charge of the NFL for the security, and you know what I mean, and they were all talking about all this type of things, how they, and I thought it was really cool, because it was they're trying.
Absolutely.
And so that's all you can hope in this world, that the people that have the resources to do these type of activities can actually
You know who got us involved with that? Our agency was Captain Munoz, who's been on the show multiple times. because he's passionate about it. He's worked at Parole and Probation and Highway Patrol, and he knows that we need to get out there and make a difference, especially in helping these individuals that are victims of human trafficking. And so he got us involved in it, and we have a whole team that partners up on all these major holidays and events, and it has been life-changing, to say, for their careers and open their eyes in many different ways. And the training that they've obtained in just a short period of time, it's just amazing, all because Captain Munoz wanted to put something in motion. So
She's a wealth of knowledge. She
Oh,
knows all
she
this
is.
stuff. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying?
oh, it's
Right,
not,
right,
it-
right.
it-
Oh,
just
right,
give us
right,
some
right.
time.
Tongue there, you
Just
know
give
what
us some time. You're gonna know it all too.
Her title was public information.
That's right. And she's still able
Some
to,
people-
still able to do
Some
that.
people
So
think they go
yeah.
ask Siri. They go. Some people go ask Trooper Wellman. Like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
They
Just
still
make
call
it
every
public.
day for Trooper Wellman. I'm
Get
saying,
ready.
well, she moved on to training, but we still would love to have her come back. You know.
You're good.
See, the face is red. This
Yeah,
is great.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
You're good. It's gonna be just like you too. Don't worry.
I hear
And
ya.
Officer McClarty's just sitting over there, they're smiling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, it's very funny. It's great. All right, this is fantastic. I love it. All right, our heartfelt gratitude goes to the Vegas Golden Knights for recognizing and honoring the wives of the fallen, which is Trooper Felix and Sergeant Abate. So, let's talk about that, because we never had you on camera to talk about the fact that when Trooper Abate was here,
Yeah.
and how he sat over there and you sat over there and you were so excited, and how, you know, to bring him here, and he was one of the first people that we brought on the Trooper Talk other than yourself, and
My buddy.
so one of the things that I will tell you is that when the tragedy happened and I saw his car facing this direction, it was something that I knew from all the conversations that we had had and with him about the way he would put his car and all these type of things.
Yeah, how we train.
And so I would like to open this up to you, to the fact of, you know, we had the pleasure of not only meeting his wife, his sister, which made the Sergeant Abate stickers, right? And his mom. And so we gave them the thing that all the officers signed when we had his fundraiser, and his mom was and they came here, and his sister, and like heartbroken, and like all on his mom's car, all it is huge stickers, like you can't even see out the windows. And so it was heartbreaking, you know, her and her father.
I remember you
and
sent me those
so-
pictures. Yeah.
and-
No, it's beyond tragic, and you know, Sergeant Abate and Trooper Felix were two one of a kind. Like, they were just so special in our agency and loved by everyone. Had such an impact on our department, and that one hit hard. And I feel like, unfortunately, we've had a rough 3 years in our agency, from you know, line of duty deaths to COVID to suicide to just illnesses or freak accidents, drowning, this, that. We've lost about 12, if I counted right. We've lost 10 partners within the last 3 years. And it's heavy, and it's a lot. And although it makes us closer as one and really appreciate each other, and we don't take life for granted, that's for sure. All we can do is just be there for their families. Like, unfortunately, we've been there for the Jenkins, the Micah May family, the Cliff Fontaine family, you know, on and on and on. And that's all we can do, is be there for their families. And it really sucks that we're familiar with it, and we know the routine, and we know the process and what we need to do. And no, this is what we did for Micah. This is what we did for Sergeant Jenkins. Let's do it for them. Let's do it. It's unfortunate that we can say that, but all I can focus on is the beauty in the tragedy, and that is that we know what we're doing, and now we know how to be there for the family, and the things that we didn't do for maybe this family, we can raise that bar for these families and these young children, and make sure, like, I got scholarships for Micah May's kids. I'm going to get scholarships for, you know, Mike and Felix's kids, and, like, just different things that we did. For example, we made sure we sat outside of Trooper Felix and Sergeant Abate's houses for weeks, if not months. We had always a trooper posted up at their house, and people, the list was so long to just sign up and just post up guard outside their house. We never did that for Micah May, and if we did, we only did it for a couple days, and we learned different things that we want to show the family, that we care and we're here and we're hurting with them. But it sucks, Neil. You know, you've been on the ride with us every single one, so it sucks, and you know that.
Yeah.
So, but they're heroes, and they'll always live on. So,
And so, when it comes to getting people that want to devote their lives to putting on that badge, they have to know that every single day that they put on their badge, that, you know, not that they might not come home, but that they're going out there to protect the city that they love. And so that badge is so important.
That's me.
Oh, there you go. It's dispatch for you.
No.
You have to get it?
Nope. Just turn it off.
That you want to get the finest and the best when it comes to the Nevada State Police, when it comes to recruitment.
So we're yeah, it's kind of hard. So we're looking for people that want to do extra, do more, and to constantly, you know, work as hard as they can. Because part of the job, in our eyes, is like the prevention of tragedy, and it's hard to prevent all of it. But if the more people we have, the more people we have out there doing it, you know, the more lives we're saving. But it is a tough job, and you have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right idea of what you're getting into, and that's why she mentioned ride-alongs, so you kind of have an idea of, you know, the lifestyle you're going to be getting into, you know, based on your schedule, based on the job itself, getting your family involved. And I always open up the career field, you know, recruiting somebody is like, are you seeing anybody? Are you married? What do they think about it?
absolutely.
Right?
Because they're married to
Because
it.
they're married to the job too.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of support from my wife, you know, changing her schedule so I can help recruiting, changing her schedule to help honor guard. Like I just traveled to, you know, the Reno this weekend to try to recruit too, and she changed her schedule for me. So it's not just one person joining, it's your entire family, in addition to your kids too. Because, you know, once they get older, they'll start understanding a little bit more, you know, why you're late, you know, why your schedule's a little longer because of work. But it's always hard decisions, not just on yourself, but the people that you know, call family and friends.
We at the academy, the very first week that the cadets start, we actually have the families come in and they meet with our captain and all of our commanders of the training division, and they sit in there for hours and they talk about the job and what your loved one just entered into, and they answer any questions they have. And I mean, they're fully transparent. You know, this is not a job for everyone, and that's why it's not for everyone, and that's why, you know, Officer McClarty works so hard to make sure that this is the best fit for these recruits, because we're investing all this time and money into getting the best of the best, so when they start the academy, you already know what you're walking into. Because that's why I encourage you to do a ride-along, to walk in our shoes, to make sure it's the best fit for you. Just like when Whitney was on here from dispatch, you know, come do a sit-along. Make sure you can handle it, because it's not for everyone. But we like he just said, it's extended family as well. We bring the family in and we speak with them because we want to make sure that they're okay. This is a lifestyle change for everyone.
Yeah. And you've been in law enforcement for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so you dedicated your life to protecting and serving. And now you've come back to fulfill a job that is not easy. And so, you know, we can laugh and we can joke and all these type of things, and you know what I mean? But like, it's not easy. And so
It's not easy, but it's a benefit. It's to society, because we're always trying to give back. We're always trying to do what's right, and like we said before, it is a lifestyle change. I mean, you got to understand, even if you work in Vegas, you'll probably never get called out unless there's like a major emergency. But like if you work in the rurals, there's times that you'll get called at 2 or 3 in the morning and have to do a fatal crash by yourself. and your family has to be adjusted to that. It's also a lifestyle change for them too, because they're not used to stuff like that or seeing that. So like we talked about before, when we have ceremonies, they always honor the wives too. They give them flowers or whatever.
The spouses,
because, for the spouses, because they're going through, they have to live the same things that we are. The calls at night. Sometimes you might have to miss a child's birthday because of work schedule or whatever. Something comes up where it's an emergency and you can't make it. But it is totally a lifestyle change. But you got to think you're doing good for the community. It's not everybody can be a state trooper, but just getting this badge and having the pride that you have accomplished something, and having the camaraderie and people to back you to do that job and make your community much safer is a well benefit for everyone.
Yeah,
So.
and let me tell you, we saw that today, okay? Because we took 3 individuals, sat them on a sofa, and they laughed and joked all in unison. Okay? and so you can see that. And that's one of the best things I love about the Trooper Talk, is when people watch that, they know that. They know that they're genuine laughs and all that type of stuff.
I mean, we're people too. We put the uniforms on and we care. This is the reason we did the job. I should say we do the job is because we care about our community. We care about people, and we want to help them out at their worst times. And they need somebody to lean on or somebody to help them out. We're always here. We got dedicated troopers working throughout the Vegas Valley 24/7, 365 a year. So we'll always be out there. Even when my job's done here, there's going to be somebody to replace me, and we're always going to have the Nevada State Police around, because we need the police in our community.
Well, we hope that you're here. We know that Corporal Wellman, I almost called her Trooper Wellman. See, I almost got in trouble.
She's still a trooper, always.
Corporal
Sharing that
Wellman
title.
is training the people, and Officer McClarty over there is finding the right people.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how
and
it's like.
and it's fantastic.
Yeah,
So,
it goes from recruiter to trainer and public information.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
It's
It doesn't get any better than
It
that,
doesn't
right?
get any better. I'm telling you, and people can watch it and they laugh and they see the laughing and the joking, and it's the best. All right, Officer McClarty, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Corporal Wellman, you know how we feel about you, and that this is just fantastic, and we're excited for your new chapter.
As am I.
Like, you know what I mean? Because it's very, very cool, and we're going to work diligently, I promise you, with Officer McClarty to make videos, to make the best videos, to get the best people that we
Thank you.
possibly can. You know what I mean? Like,
So appreciative. Thank you.
it's very, very important. So that's something that we're working on internally here, Trooper Hagstrom is right there, and so it's really important. And so thanks again. And I appreciate all of you coming in.
Yes.
We appreciate you, Neil.
I wish we
Thank
had
you.
more time to talk. You know what I'm saying?
No
I
worries.
really
Thank
do.
you, Neil. Thank you.
All right, we'll wave. All right, we'll see you later.